All right, well, welcome everybody to the Heart of Gold team. I have my Heart of Gold necklace on, which you all need to get if you don't have it yet. But I really wanted to pop on here just to say hi and show me my face and everybody else's face, everybody else that's brand new, and to let you know what good hands you're in, that we are going to help you every step of the way. We're going to give you so much love and support, and you're going to have such a fabulous experience. So since it is the month of love, I just wanted to jump on here and say that. And I also wanted to introduce you to a couple leaders on our team who are going to give you some of their inspiration as well. But just to give you a little background on me, and then if you don't mind, I would just love real quick if everybody could just say their name and where they're from, just because we're a lot of new faces on here. That would be awesome. But my name is Beth Pensabine, and I live just north of Philadelphia, and I've been a stylist almost 9 years, which is like the grandmom of Stella and Dot. So I've been around a long time, and I've seen a lot of wonderful changes at Stella and Dot. I've seen our mission really come to fruition. I've seen two amazing women with Jessica Herron and Blythe Harris, you know, with their dreams, and they just started out so small. And even when I started, it was still so small, and just see them grow and grow and grow. I really believe in this company. I have such support, not just from our team, but from the home office. So you're going to really feel that as you kind of come along this journey. And, you know, what I hope you take from tonight is that you're just inspired. You're happy to be here. You might have just pushed that button and go, I don't know what I just did, but I just got a whole bunch of free stuff and I'm pumped about it. That could have totally been you. And that's okay, because that was me 9 years ago. And that's okay, but I hope you come up. Oops, sorry. I'll be right back. Hold on. Kristen, can you still see me? Everybody just went blank on me.
Yeah, we can still see you.
We can see you and hear you.
What's that?
I can see you and hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's jumping back and forth because a lot of people have they're not muted.
No, I actually just lost all you guys.
Oh, really? We can see you.
Okay. Well, I'm talking into, hold on. I don't like being able to not see your faces, so hold on one second.
Are you
Okay, I got you back.
upper corner?
Sorry about that. That's the love of technology. You love it and you hate it at the same time. So anyway, yeah, I just want you to be inspired. I want you to kind of hear the stories and ask questions. And, you know, you may not know yet where this journey is going to take you, but what I really want to encourage you is just to dream big and think big, especially in your first 30 to 60 days. You know, really just think about how far this can take you, because I promise you, when that starter kit comes, you may have just pushed that button going, I don't know what I'm doing. But when you get that starter kit and you start really going through all the product and going through all the materials, you're just going to feel this overwhelming sense of joy. And I want you just to keep that with you. And granted, there's, you know, I always like to tell everybody, it's not always unicorns and rainbows, as much as we'd all love that to be. But if you always kind of bring yourself back to that moment when you open the box, it sometimes makes those times a little bit easier. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But again, so I introduced myself. I have 4 kids. I have twin boys that are 14. One is taller than me, and I'm 5'8". So that's interesting right now. And then I have a 13-year-old boy. Yes, so I had twin boys, and then I had another boy a year later. Okay? So figure that out. I still can't figure that out. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. And then I have a 9-year-old little girl. So when I started, my daughter was 6 months old. So if you're still in that stage of your life where you have like a little baby, I started when she was 6 months old. I started because I honestly was kind of going a little stir crazy in my house. And when they said that I could actually go out of my house and drink wine and shop with people, I was like, yeah, I can do that. You know, give me a night out. So you might be at that point in your life where you have a brand new baby, or you might be like me that have teenagers. I hope to be here when my kids are in college and out of college. So I think I'll see all phases of my kids' lives, Stella and Dot. And it all brings different amazing things and challenges, of course, as well. So that's a little bit about me. So I guess if you guys can just, somebody speak first, I think it'll just go around, if you don't mind. I'll start with Kelly Caddy. Why don't you start?
Sure. So I'm Kelly Caddy, and I live in Richmond, Virginia. And Beth and I have a unique relationship because our husbands are first cousins, which is fun. And gosh, I have 3 kids as well. They are, I have a 14-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy, and well, he will be 14 on March 3rd. So 14, 12, and my daughter is 10. So we're in a fun phase where we're just dealing with lots of fun things right now. And I jumped in 2 years ago after about 3 years of Beth kind of tapping me on my shoulder and wondering why I keep spending money and not like just jumping in. So now I'm like kicking myself for not jumping in sooner because I realize how much momentum you can get very quickly if you don't hold yourself back. So yeah, so it's been pretty great.
Awesome. And you're in Virginia. Kelly lives in Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. Yep.
If you know anybody down there that wants to learn more about Stella and Dot, she can also, help you.
I'm your girl.
All right. How about Joe? Joe's our only grandmother. Oh, no. We have 2 grandmothers, Mary and Joe.
Where's Mary?
I don't know if she's here. But we have 2 grandmothers on our team.
Huh?
Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Joe Kelleher. I am from Wayne, Pennsylvania. And I've been with Stella and Dot 6 years now, almost 7 in September, coming September. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother of 2 beautiful grandchildren, Joey and Mia. And I teach school part-time. I'm a part-time substitute teacher. And I'm a Stella and Dot stylist, which I love. It has become my passion. I was sharing with a friend today that 7 years ago, after my mom passed away, I kind of felt like I lost my purpose. And Stella and Dot has helped me find my purpose again. I love the community. I feel like I belong to a sorority of wonderful gals. And I get out and I meet other women and I share the style and I
Oh, we're losing you a little bit, Joe.
You're back. Are we there?
Yeah, sorry. I think we lost you for a minute.
Okay, so where did I leave off? Where'd you lose me?
You were saying about the community and about your mom. And I love when Lauren, your daughter, who's also on our team, a leader on our team, when they came to my house to look at the line, Lauren told me that she was on the fence about joining. And I had, at that time, we didn't have any display material. So I would just kind of take things from my house and put it on the table to make it look like I had stuff on the table. Because I only had like 3 necklaces and 1 pair of earrings. So I used to take things from around my house and I put this bird, it was like a bird jewelry thing on my table. And Lauren said that your mother, her grandmother, birds were like her favorite thing. And that when she saw the bird, she's like, I know I'm in the right place. And she signed up the next day.
That's right.
So that's kind of a cool little story. That was a long time ago.
That is the one. That's 7 years ago. And, ever since, birds have been in our lives. So it's very interesting. And we both saw that. And it was almost like Mom was saying, yep, this is the right thing for you. And I actually feel like she sent it to me as well.
Oh, so, yeah, absolutely.
I actually, as I said, I really found my purpose again after taking care of Mom, and then she passed on, and then I was like, what am I going to do now? And it just came into my life at the just most wonderful time.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Crystal's right above you in the Brady Bunch. So Crystal, I'll unmute you. Why don't you tell us where you're from? Because you're from a different area as well.
I'm Crystal Rhino. I am from New Jersey. I actually am from Kristen and Courtney's hometown. So everyone wave that's from Long Valley. And Jen, the new stylist, lives in Long Valley too. So Long Valley pride, we're taking over Heart of Gold. Just kidding. I've been a stylist for about, it was 2 years in October. I work full-time for a private law firm doing contract management negotiations. And I have a 3-year-old son, and I live in the sticks, and I joined Stella and Dot after shopping a lot and kind of needing something for me, and feeling a little bit lost after I became a new mom. And so I can relate to Joe's story. It kind of helped me find myself and everything like that along the way. So here I am.
I love that. All right, and I see Kristen Scotton's on here. Kristen, would you mind sharing where you're from?
Hi, everybody. Like Crystal just said, I actually went to high school with Crystal. She's my best friend from high school. And Courtney too. We all went to high school together. But I actually live in Pennsylvania now. I'm in Downingtown. I'm like 45 minutes from Beth. And I joined over 3 years ago. I had 2 babies under 2 when I joined. My son was just about to turn 2. And I had a 2-month-old newborn. And I needed something. I needed to rather go back to teaching. I was an elementary teacher for 10 years, or I needed to find another job, and I just really wasn't ready to go back to work and leave my kids. So I fell into Stella and Dot, and it's been a huge blessing for me. It's been able to, I'm home with my kids, and I'm my own boss, and I love it. It's totally changed my life. So
I love that. Thank you. And I see Alex Stambach's here. She just wrapped up an online show.
Hi everybody. Sorry I'm late. We had technical issues.
Well, so are we, so it's okay.
Okay.
I just want to say like where you're from, because we got a lot of new faces. So I'm just going to introducing ourselves and giving a little quick background.
Okay. Hi everybody. I am Alex Stambach. I'm in Bluebell, Pennsylvania, about 20 minutes from Beth, 15, 20 minutes from Beth. And I became a stylist 5 years ago. My background is 20 years of project management. I have a math degree, so like secret smart girl, but love fashion and fun. And I joined because my daughter challenged me to do something fearless. She was being bullied at school, and I was trying to help her and teach her how to get out of her comfort zone and take care of herself and be fearless. And that smart girl challenged me to do something fearless. And believe it or not, I was terrified to do this. I never sold a thing in my life. And my original plan was to just try it once and show my daughter that I could do something I was terrified to do. I was going to make my money back, keep all the free stuff. And I told Beth, like, don't expect anything from me, because this is all I'm doing. And and in the end, we had a blast. I have 2 daughters, actually. They're now 13 and 10. And I had a couple friends who came to my event who wanted to do events, and I offered to like right away do some events with me. And I thought, well, maybe that's the universe's sign that I should just do one more, keep the conversation going with my older daughter while I helped her. And we kind of became fearless together. So 2.5 years after I started my business, I did the ultimate fearless move and quit the big day job to do this full time, and never going back. And we're having a blast. I mean, I involve my kids all the time. It's fun. Snow days are fun. And they love to be in front of the camera. They love to style people. They love to have parties at our house. Like, they love to go on fun trips. Like, they're coming with me to Glam Hawaii. It's the first time I'm taking them to a glam. And I'm so excited. They're so excited. And the hubs too. So this business really has changed me and my family 100% for the better in every possible way. And I could not be more grateful. The one thing that I realized was that I had no idea. I had all these negative thoughts and all these feelings about why I can't do this, and I don't have time, and I have so little energy now. How could I possibly do one more thing? And I never stopped to think about what it could bring to me and to my family, and how it could be fun, or it could bring me energy. And it was everything the opposite of what I thought it was going to be. and it changed me for the better. So this business really means the world to me and my family, and I'm thrilled to be here. So welcome, new stylists.
Yay. Thank you, Alex. I see Courtney here as well. Courtney, would you mind just sharing just where you're from and a little bit about your story?
Yeah. So I am part of the Long Valley trio. Oh, actually, no, not trio. We have a new Long Valley person. So, but anyway, yeah. So I watched from afar. I was not really a customer, but I watched Kristen, and it was a time of my life where I just had my second daughter, and I was getting ready to go back to work, and I didn't want to go. And I just saw that Kristen was home with her kids, and I was like, well, why can't I do something like this? Like, it looks like she's having so much fun. I love fashion, and, you know, not that I get dressed up all the time, but who wouldn't want to be surrounded by great clothes and jewels and all that good stuff and have that quality time with my girls? So I thought, you know what, let me test the waters a little bit. I joined right before I went back to work. I did it while I was working for 5 months. And then finally I was like, you know what, forget this. Like, this kind of added the, you know, the little bit of financial help that I wanted. And also just something for me. I think that's what I was scared of. I was scared of not having something for myself apart from my kids. So this was just kind of the perfect solution. So now I get to be with my kids, although sometimes they drive me totally crazy during the day. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm loving it. It's getting better and better. As I grow my team, it just gets more fun. And yeah, it's just the best.
And I love the first time we met in person, you brought your kids with you. And I remember,
oh my God, disaster.
You were so, no, I mean, I remember you being so nervous because you had your kids, and I'm like, dude, I get it. Like, hand me one. Like, I'm used to 3 kids hanging on me. Like, hand me one. So that's like the beauty of the business, is that we just kind of embrace that.
Yeah.
And then it's just, you know, family is always first, of course. And so we just make the business work around that. So I love that I got to meet all your kids the first day I got to meet you.
I know. Well, Reagan loved you, and literally we would not have made it through the lunch if she was not in your lap. So yeah, Beth is amazing.
I loved it. I just don't want any more of my own, but I love other people's little kids.
I don't blame you. I don't either.
No, I hate to put somebody on the spot, but I'm going to need to, is brand new stylist Melissa. I'm putting you on the spot, girl, if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Melissa? Yeah, you. So I'm just going to put you on the spot because you could be our first person to speak up who's brand spanking new. And the reason why I'm putting Melissa on the spot is because Melissa already has grown her team. She's only been with us for a couple weeks. So Melissa, will you tell a little bit where you're from? I know you just started 2 weeks ago, but just what was the reason why you decided to join, and where do you live?
Well, I was spending too much on Stella and Dot.
I can feel that.
So I decided that was a little foolish, and I should just go ahead and join because I love it. And I'm in South Jersey, so I'm in like Medford, New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey area. And it's funny because a long time ago, before kids, I was thinking about getting into direct sales and thought jewelry. And I never pulled the trigger, never did it. I had my first child, and then I was pregnant with my second child, and I found a different company, and I jumped into the other company, and I was a team leader there, and it was going well, and I really liked the product, but it just started to fade away. There was a lot of time commitment involved, and it was just getting too much pressure. And I just kept buying Stella and Dot, and I love it. And I'm like, you know what? This is just easier. It just made more sense. And it's funny because I tell you the whole story because it's full circle. Because back when I was going to do it years ago, I wanted jewelry. And so I didn't listen to my gut then. And now look at where I am. And it's like, man, I should have did this 5 years ago. So
well, it's never too late, you know? It's
right?
Yeah.
I agree. So it's just, it feels right and it feels good. And I work full time. I am a sales representative for Ryan Homes, and it's just stressful, and it's been really stressful lately. Some good, some bad, but just stressful. And this is just, yes, I'm adding more to my plate with my 2 little ones. I have 2 little ones too, but it's just refreshing too, like to go on these. I mean, it takes more time to meet all you ladies, but you know what? It's me time and it's productive, and it's just been rejuvenating. It's just been really refreshing, and I don't get out of the house much. So this right here is my out of the house meeting you ladies.
Glass of wine, girl. We got to get you some wine over there. Come on.
Girl, you know it. I sure do.
Me too. We'll go together tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, so that's why I got into it, and I'm just really excited, and I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself, but yet I do have expectations. So I talked to my one good friend and one of my best friends since 4th grade, and I said, girl, don't you spend your money with me, come join me. And she's on here tonight too. I don't think she has video up, but she decided to do it too because it just makes sense, and let's try to get some side hustle going on and some lady time. Just win, win, win.
I love that. Your words to say are like perfect.
No.
Where did you come from? It took me like 5 years to get my words to say right.
Because I've been planning it for 5 years when I didn't do it the first time.
Not overthinking it. You're just speaking from the heart, which I love.
Thank you.
Does anybody else want to just introduce themselves? You don't have to if you don't want to, but I know it's got a lot of new faces, and this is a safe zone if anybody wants to introduce themselves. Okay. Stacy? Oh, I'm trying to unmute you. I'm sorry. You unmute.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I think I'm in. So I'm Stacy Grubner. I live in Andover, Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm originally
That's awesome.
from Ohio, the Cleveland area. My husband's from here. Why did I fall in love with a Minnesotan? I'll never know. So yeah, we've been dealing with some pretty awful weather lately, but I digress. I went to school with Kristen Scott, and we were sorority sisters in college. And so yeah, I actually am part of another direct sales company, but I don't even want to know how much I've spent on Stella. Kristen, you could probably look that up. Shh, don't tell Jeff. And but that company kind of took a hit over the summer, and it just hasn't felt the same. Kind of what, was it Melissa that was just talking? You know, you were saying how this is like your release. That other company used to be my release. Like, we went through some really tough, like stressful times with my husband, and I have 2 little boys, a 4 and a 7-year-old. And, you know, I used to I couldn't wait. I'm also a full-time elementary school teacher. So I couldn't wait to get home and get on and start, you know, working my little side hustle. And I mean, I was very successful with it. But ever since this summer, it hasn't been fun, and I haven't really felt appreciated and validated in it. And so I had told myself if there was a sign up incentive that I would start, you know, maybe kind of looking. And my husband even said, he's like, you just don't seem as passionate about it as you used to be with my other company. And I was like, I know, it's not fun anymore. I don't know. And I mean, I still love the products, but it's just, I don't know. So anyways, he was like, well, you're really good at this whole selling thing. Have you ever thought about another one? And I was like, well, maybe a little bit. And so, so I was talking with Kristen, and I mean, oh my gosh, that was a marathon conversation. We were on the phone for 2.5 hours, just pouring our hearts out. And I maybe cried a little, but I'm emotional. But I just knew I needed something to light my fire again. And it's been, I mean, I've been in for 3 days, but I'm loving it. And I love the products. I mean, one of my coworkers was like, well, why Stella and Dot? I'm like, well, I basically own everything. And and I'm passionate about the product, and it's all about sharing it. You know, it's not, you're not looking for the dollar sign, you know, it's just about like making people and women feel empowered and beautiful from the inside out. And so when you can do that and you can provide that for somebody, I mean, that is priceless in my book. So I'm just excited to be here and excited to meet all of you too. So, but I'm usually not on during the day because I don't have access to Facebook at school. So I do a lot of my like work after my boys go to bed. So yeah, and husband of the year, he put the boys to bed for me tonight. So
that's a good husband. That's a good husband. I love hearing your story because it is about women feeling beautiful. I mean, I've seen women at my table light up when they put accessory on or they throw a scarf on. They just light up and smile. It could be $19 sparkle studs that change their whole day, you know?
Right here.
And if you're passionate about it, I always tell people, you know, if you're passionate about something, you can sell it no matter what it is. And what's great about us is that we just have so much to offer. We have so much for different styles, price points. We have for all different types of ages, you know, everything, you know, even our tops are extra small all the way up to 2XL. There's something for everybody. And I just love that we can feel confident in that. We don't have to feel like, you know, we have everything at our table is $300 or more. Like I've sold sparkle studs to people that, like I said, have changed their whole day or maybe even week. And so for me, that's just a great take home, like to share with everybody. I love that.
It is. It's so nice. Like my mom was talking to me today and she's like, oh my gosh, I went on your site. Yeah, I'm in trouble. And I was like, so you're going to help me hit my quick start. Love you, Mom.
You might need to be your first stylist because we already have a mom and daughter team.
I was thinking about it. I've already started planting that seed. So she's a little fashionista. So
it's so interesting because all the leaders that are on here, which are about 4 or 5 girls, they'll all tell you the same thing, including myself. They all wish that they would have talked about the opportunity sooner. But the problem is number one, you don't want to lose your hostess. And number two, you don't know what you're doing. So how are you going to like bring somebody on when you don't even know what you're doing? But we all wish we would have done it earlier because there'll always be another hostess, but stylists are part of our family and tribe. It's just a totally different experience. And, you know, concerning, you know, how you're going to teach them. I mean, that's what we're here for. Right? Because you're, like I said in the beginning, you're in good hands. It's like you have your upline and then you have myself. And then above me, my upline and mentor is the only double diamond director in the company. And she will literally call you and say, how can I help you qualify? And that's no joke. Like she's done it to everybody, all the leaders that are on here. So you're in very good hands. So if you're nervous, just feel like I've got people that are going to help me. And that you can feel good about that too. So, because, you know, it is kind of weird where you're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to help somebody, but you don't need to know everything. And if you've spent any time like playing around in the lounge or even on Mimi at the videos, you just see all the resources that you don't have to watch everything. But if you have a question or you want to look how to even style something, there's just so much information on there that you can learn. So that's just a great resource for all of us.
Awesome.
I will say one thing I've learned from my day job, and I brought it into Stella, is that you know something and you learn something the best when you have to share it and explain it to someone else. And so bringing someone along early is only going to help your business because you're going to absorb how to do things so much faster because you're working together and you're helping them and teaching them. So never be afraid of not knowing anything. That's how you learn things.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. It's sometimes learning by fire, right? But then you remember because you're under fire to do it, right?
Yeah.
Who else? Does anybody else want to share? I see Christine's on here. Christine just sponsored her first stylist yesterday. I see she's on here. You want to introduce yourself? Wait, let's see here. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm Christine Hawkinson. Am I supposed to see myself on the screen or just keep it? I guess.
Well, if you're on your phone, you're only going to see you because you're talking.
Okay.
We can see you fine.
Okay. First of all, everyone looks so beautiful tonight. I'm literally like no makeup, just got out of the shower, so I apologize for.
No, this is supposed to be PJs and wine.
Well,
okay.
I don't have the wine, but I definitely have the PJs. So Christine Hawkinson, Newtown Square. I just joined in November, so I'm fairly new as well. And I am through Lauren. She's a neighbor of mine, and our daughters, I have two daughters, a 7 and a 2-year-old. Our 2-year-old daughters go to school together, and I kind of met Lauren years ago, and we just kind of rekindled with our daughters going to school. And I never really thought about this. I never did direct sale. I wasn't even really familiar with Stella and Dot, actually, but I was like, let me just check it out and see what it is. And I really, liked what she had to say and do. And then I went to your house, Beth, November, the meeting, and everyone was so warm and fuzzy. And I just felt so welcome that I was like, this is the place for me. And I think it was Alex that was saying, I literally was like, I'm doing this through the holidays. I can't really see myself doing this forever now. I just love it and I'm hooked. And ironically, I am a business owner. I own an imaging center, MRI and X-ray, but I actually am giving it up, and I'm going to do Stella and Dot full time starting next month, actually.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was quick. It was a quick decision, but I just kind of, I love the flexibility. I love the fact that I can, still spend time with my girls and not, fit this in around them. And it just really was, the answer that I needed in my life. And it's given me confidence, and I've met a ton of people, and I really just love it. I just can't say enough about it. So I'm so thankful that I did it.
Well, you just made my day. I love that. And I think it's so true. It comes back to flexibility, and having fun and having freedom. Like, this is a business. I treat this as a business, not a hobby. So it is something that you can turn into a business. But there is that sense of taking a leap where you do that. Alex did that a couple years ago when she left her full-time job. You take the leap. But I've never met anyone at Stella and Dot that has taken the leap that's regretted it. And that's the truth. So, sometimes you just have to listen to your heart sometimes, even though your head might be saying something else. But, you really can make it into what you want it to be. I always tell stylists, we will reward you for doing more, but we'll never penalize you for doing less. And that's a beautiful thing, because we get sick. We have sick kids. We have sick parents. We may have boyfriends or husbands who travel. We have all sorts of things going. Maybe we have to travel. We have things going on in our life. And so women are always juggling. I always say to my husband, you open up your computer in your brain and you have 2 tabs. You have work and family. You open up the computer on my brain, I have like buy birthday gifts, make sure to pick up the dog's heartworm medicine, like all those other tabs at the top. We're juggling a lot of things, right? So we understand that. This company is run by women, and we understand that. And so we're only going to reward you. We're never going to penalize you. There's no quotas. There's nothing that's ever going to happen to you. And that's a beautiful thing when you are, when you're working this business and you have a busy life on top of it. So I think that's really important to kind of drive home too. Anybody else want to share? I love Ashley's smile. I hope she wants to share. She always says I just met Ashley 2 weeks ago. But I feel like your smile when I met you, and then I got to video chat with you last week. So would you mind just sharing a little bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley. I am in the Percy area. I'm 20 minutes from Doylestown. I am a full-time civil engineer, and I joined Stella about 2 weeks ago. I'm so excited. Alex helped me talk me into this, and I'm so, so excited. My launch is next week, and I cannot wait. So, can't wait.
Well, thank you. So we're going, unless anybody else wants to share, I know we're going to kind of run out of time. I want to try to keep this so you guys can get on with the rest of your life. But I also want to share some top tips too to kind of get you started. And I'm going to start, and then some of your leaders have some of their tips as well. So, I know if you're on this Zoom, you already know about your first 30 days and all the magic that happens in your first 30 days. But I really want you to take a sticky note and write down that day and put it on your computer, put it on your refrigerator, put it on your mirror in your bathroom, because you have through that day that's of your quick start for the second payment to be waived and for your $200 in product credit, okay? And the reason why it's important to write that date down is because you can do a couple things. When you talk to people might be totally interested in having a get together or totally interested in shopping. But this is what I found. When I first started, I started July 1st, and my 60 days was through the summer. And what happened is when I started reaching out to people and saying, I just started this company, working for this company. It's so fun. I just got all my goodies. I would love to show them to you. I'd love to see what you think. It could be really fun. They're like, sure, Beth, yeah. Let's look at the calendar. Let's look maybe at the holidays. It'd be great to do that. And we kind of just had it out there, right? It was just kind of out there. And I never really could solidify a date. And that went on for a couple weeks, actually like 2 weeks, and my 30 days was kind of coming up fast. And so what I realized is that people were saying like October, November, and I'm like, yeah, but I only have until like August 31st. I want to make sure that I maximize all these awesome credits. And if you don't know about all these fun credits and perks and bonuses that you get for starting strong, they're all in the lounge. You can ask your upline. So when I used words to say, and I knew what my dates were, I said, listen, I totally get it. The holidays could be so fun. We could definitely do something then. But the company rewards me to start strong. And based on how I do in the first 60 days, in this case, it would be even 30 days for you guys right now, I'm going to be able to build my display. So I know you were thinking October, but what do you think about, July 20th, right? Because the people that I was reaching out to are my friends and family, and I explained it to them like, hey, they really want us to start strong so we can build our display. As soon as I explained it, they were like, oh my gosh, Beth, July's fine. Like, yeah, let's do July 18th or July 20th. I always give 2 dates just so that they have an option. Let's do the 20th. So it kind of worked that way. So I want you to keep that in your back pocket. Have that date somewhere. If you don't know your quick start date, message me. I have it, and I can find it for you. But just have it all around stickies in your house, because that date's going to remind you to always offer 2 dates before that date. Okay. Because there's lots of perks. And why are there so many perks that you get in the first 30 days and the first 60 days? Well, what we found is that when you really go for it, those first 30 to 60 days, you stay with us longer. You're more successful. You're happier people. So we give you these little carrots so you'll go for it. And then guess what? You're happier and you stay with us longer. And we want that. We want you to stay with us longer. So, so that's just so you know how that kind of works. And my other big tip, because there's some girls on here who have awesome tips, so I'm not going to talk for too long, is that when you're playing around on the lounge to find out like what all these fun perks are, there's also these great who do you know list, kind of like my memory joggers. And the reason why that's really important is because when I started and I had my original launch show, I was thinking like, well, I'll invite my 2 girlfriends from the neighborhood that I see all the time. I'll invite the 2 people from the bus stop. I'll invite my 3 neighbors, and I'll invite my friend from, church, right? But I know more people than that. But those are the people that I see every day. I see the people at the bus stop. I see my girlfriends in the neighborhood. I see the person at church. I see, the person at the gym. But those are the people I see. But I know more people than that. I have friends from high school and college that are local. I have, even online, I have friends from that moved to California that I could still reach out to, just shop. I mean, they can't come to my launch, but they could still shop. I have relatives. I have godmother. I have cousins. I have aunts. I have my whole husband's family. I have acquaintances, people that I just hang out with at the gym, right? That I don't necessarily go out with, but maybe we take the same spin class together and I talk to them there. All my neighbors, obviously, all the people that are, my kids' friends' parents that I go to soccer games with and that kind of thing. Holiday card list, and looking through that. I didn't do that whole exercise, so I sat with this list that was really small. And some of the people, since it was in July, couldn't come because they were on vacation. So I reached out to like 10 people and only 3 people could come. And I want at least to have 10 to 12 people come to my house so I can show everything and just make it a fun night. So what I really challenge you to do is, what I love this, if they have it again, you can find it right on the lounge. There's a button on the lounge that says New Stylists Start Here. And that's where you can get all these fun things. And it just kind of helps you think of different names. It's just a purple button. It'll just kind of help you think outside a little bit. Because the truth of the matter is that when you invite 40 people, only 1/3 can come. Not because they don't want to, and they'll probably host for you, or they'll shop with you another time, but just because they might not be around, or their kids are sick, or things go on. So just kind of think big, make a big list. What I do is I have a running notebook, and there's people on there, I call it my chicken list, that I've never reached out to because I'm chicken, but they're still on the list. I want you to do a brain dump of everybody on the list, even the people that you're never going to reach out to in a million years, right? Put them on the list because you may eventually reach out to them. And I have reached out to people on my chicken list because I have something really amazing to offer them. But I really challenge you to do that. And I really challenge you to keep those dates in mind, the end of your quick start and your jump start. Need help understanding the jump start, reach out to your upline or reach out to me. So those are my top tips. Kristen, since you're right below me in the Brady Bunch, what would be your top tip to these gals?
I would say to sponsor, honestly. I started building a team early in my jumpstart, and I hit associate stylist in my jumpstart, and that was a $500 product credit bonus. And that really, that just set me off super strong, like with my display and all of that. And I actually even built a lot of my business actually online in the beginning because I had 2 babies at home, and I was still able to even sponsor from afar. And I even promoted to star in my first 6 months of business. And I think it made me a better stylist and a better leader. It's like what Crystal was saying before, because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to figure it out because I had to help these other girls and I had to coach these other girls. But it wasn't so much of a like, I'm going to do it for you, or I'm going to figure it out for you or tell you what to do. It was more like, let's do this together. And it was fun that way. Like all of us were brand new together for like the first 6 months, first 2 months, I think I've been sponsored in my first month, and we just figured it out together. And that made the job fun for me. I can't even really call it a job. It was just fun. So I feel like there's just so many amazing incentives when you sponsor, not just bonus wise, but I think it will just make you a better person and leader, honestly, and just really, I just feel like you get the most out of it really when you connect with other women and can do this with other women by your side. So don't be afraid to again, don't think like, I can't, there's no way I can sponsor. I don't know what I'm doing. Because there's so much support. And I tell all the girls, on my team that even if you're 3 days in, start reaching out, start talking about who you want to do, who you want to do it with. I think Melissa, who sponsored her best friend, I think it's amazing. Just a couple weeks in, it makes the job more fun. But Alex will probably coach both of them and help both of them. And that's what's amazing about it. So, that's what I've said to my girls too, like start reaching out, start thinking about who you want to work with and do this with and share the joy with. And I will help both of you at the same time. There's so much support. So, I would definitely, my biggest tip would really to be start thinking about how to grow a team.
I love that tip. And I think it makes it a lot more fun because you have a buddy, right? Like you have a buddy to like say, should I get this in gold or silver? Or do you like my Evite? Should I use this picture for my Evite? Just to kind of have a friend to do it with. And it just makes it a lot more fun and a lot more exciting for both of you. So thanks for sharing that, Chris. Kelly Caddy, I would love to hear your top tip.
Unmute. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I know that we are going to hear a lot of really, really great tips. And I'm going to take a slightly different approach because I could probably rattle off like 10 things that I think are really helpful. But I'd say, especially when getting started, assume positive intent. It's really, really easy to assume that somebody is not responding to you because they don't want to respond to you. It's easy to assume that they are ignoring you. It's easy to assume that they don't want to support your business. It's easy to assume all these negative things when really they're just busy. They looked at it right before their kid yelled for them, or right before they're supposed to be going into a conference call of their own for their full-time job, or at a stoplight, or as they're in the checkout line at the grocery store. And then they forget. They have all this positive intent that they want to respond back to you and just lose track of time and get distracted and squirrel and have life happening around them, right? Squirrel, all the time, right here. And you got to remember, like, well, how do you respond to messages, and how many messages do you have in your feed that you're like, oh crap, I forgot to respond to that. And it has nothing to do with the sender. And now you are the sender, and a no response has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the life going on around that person. And they need reminders. People are thankful for reminders. They will let you know if it's not a good time. They will let you know if it's not their thing, but give them an opportunity to get back to you when you're reaching out. And also don't give up on them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, no problem. Give them the easy out, so that it's not awkward when you see them. You know, if you reached out several times and, you know, either it's gotten crickets or, you know, it's clear that they're kind of like, I don't know about this. Let them off the hook gracefully and move on. You know, take them off your list from now, or put them on your list for 3 months from now and reach out again, because you never know. They might be in a different place where they are ready for a girls' night in. They're ready for some free product credit. Maybe they're even ready for the opportunity. And you don't want to count them out. You know, just be kind and joyful and share away.
I think that's so smart, because when I eventually do book with people after they've given me, you know, it could be a year of crickets, but like every new collection, I'm just circling back. We have some new goodies. We got a new bag. And then when I finally do book with them, I always ask them, like, so what did it do? Did the new getaway bag finally get you? Like, I need to know. And they're like, no, you know, honestly, Beth, I've always, like, I love the product. I just, you know, went to Japan for 2 months, or you know,
right. Just remodeling my kitchen.
I'm literally in charge of the 3 baseball teams or whatever,
right.
And it wasn't the right time, so it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with selling that. So I love that. That's a great tip. Really, thank you.
Yeah, and I think it really can consume you when you begin, because you start reaching out and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm hearing a lot of no's. Really, you're not hearing no's. You're probably hearing more nothing than anything else. And it's just that you got to stick with it and follow up and keep it short and sweet, keep it joyful, you know, and then when the time comes, let them off the hook. And that's okay. You just move on to the next person on your list, you know? So don't judge yourself, and stay positive.
Love it.
Yay.
That was a good tip. All right, Crystal, do you have a tip for us?
And these are tough tips to follow.
I know. I don't know what you're. I mean, these are good. It's a lot of pressure.
I always have a lot to say. So one, I'll follow up on Kristen's, is that I wouldn't be a stylist if she didn't ask me. So don't assume that people are just going to approach you about it. If you see something in someone that you think that they would love about this, then bring it up with them. Because if she didn't ask me, I wouldn't be here right now, like happily for 2.5 years, having this be like the best job and the most fun job and right? And then for Kelly, I totally agree. Like the graceful, don't make it awkward follow-up is actually, like, I feel very important. And I learned that, and I always stick to that, because you may bump into these people, and these people you obviously think that you really value, and you think highly of them. So you don't want to leave on like an awkward note. Like, I followed up with some girls that I got crickets on last night, who I really do think would be great stylists. I just said this morning, I said, like, you know, I had to give it a shot. Like, you know, I think about you all the time, and that I think you would love this, and like, we'll talk soon. You know, it's light, it's easy, it's a compliment. You think they would love this. My tip would be, use us. We're a team. We really want each other to succeed, and that has been so true since the day I started. Everyone on this team wants you to do well. So ask us questions, and you know, throw ideas off us, and teach us too, because we are all trying to learn every day. And then also be proud, because if someone doesn't know Stellar or doesn't know how much it means to you, and you know, you are obviously very attracted to it, they'll want to, if you're proud to be part of it. So that's it.
Just so you know, Crystal knows everything. So whenever I need to know anything, I just message Crystal. I'm like, so what does this mean? I just saw this. And she's like, oh, this means this. So,
yeah, I don't coach her, so she coaches me.
Very good resource for all of us, including me. She's like my wife. I need a wife, and that's Crystal. So welcome to the family. And Alex, what would be your top tip? We only have about 5 minutes, so we have to keep it short, but give us your top tip.
God, I mean, everybody shared so many good ones. I guess if I had to try to pick something that wasn't shared, because what we shared so far is really, I echo all of those tips. I really think that being loud and proud about it is a huge.
Sorry, I'm charging my computer. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's important. I think it's it helps to start you strong if you're willing to just genuinely share what you're doing with everyone that you encounter. It makes it so easy to do this business while you're living your everyday life. You might be shocked over who you will run into and be able to have a trunk show with, or even sponsor as you're out and about in your everyday life, if you're ready and willing to share when the conversation comes up. And it will come up organically. It really will. And if you're ready to just be like, share this joy, people will respond, and it's contagious, and they'll want a piece of it. I can't believe how many people, that I never would have expected in a million years be interested in this and join me. And, just because I asked, or just, were interested in hosting or shopping with me. It could be all of the above, but I think it's so important to be ready to share genuinely and authentically right from the start. That is a game changer, in my opinion, with starting strong. And there was one other thing I wanted to share, but like right now, it just completely, I lost my thought. But I guess I would say that's my top tip. If it comes to me, I'll add that.
I love that. Well, you can post it on Heart of Gold when it comes to you later. But start, you probably join for a lot of the, like I joined just because it's so gorgeous, and you were like, I love the product and I love it. A lot of people join for that reason, but you're going to see over the next couple weeks that the joy that you bring to other people is so huge, and that's going to fill your cup, and it's really going to bring the business to a whole nother level. It takes it from just the pretty jewels to a whole nother thing. So kind of just embrace that. And as long as you're being authentic and excited and passionate, you can do this, and you can do this really well. So for me, I don't have a sales background either. I just loved the product, and people could read it all over my face. I mean, I was just like, you have to see this. It's so pretty. We have this, we have this, we have this. And people are going to feel that energy, and they love that energy, and they're going to want to be around it. So just keep that always in your mind of why you join and why you love it. And that's going to help you share it with other people.
Yeah, that just reminded me of the other thing I wanted to say, which is that it's all around that same tip of being genuine and being ready and willing to share. But when you come from a place where this business is a gift, or even just our products, or just the opportunity to spoil somebody with a shopping spree, when you approach those offerings as a gift, people will receive it like that, and they'll want to be a part of it, and they're going to watch you and your journey, just like some of the other new stylists that shared here, who was watching Crystal from afar. I think it was Courtney who said that. There's so many people who will watch your journey, and first they might ask you why, but soon they will ask you how, because they'll want to be a part of it too.
Drop the mic, Alex Stambach. We're going to end on that note.
Can I add a practical tip?
Sure, please.
So while you're, just being proud and sharing, have lookbooks with you. I can't tell you how many times I kick myself when I don't have it on me. And it's like the perfect opportunity. And like, learn the words. Have you ever heard of Stella and Dot? Like, if someone compliments you, the easiest way, like in the beginning, I would be like, oh, thank you. like, oh, I like your necklace. Oh, thank you. And then like, what good did that do me? So it wasn't until I got comfortable saying like, oh, have you ever heard of Sell on Dot? And that's like such an easy transition. You're not like pushing something in someone's face, but you can kind of gauge them. And then, you know, if you have your lookbook on you, be like, oh, I'm actually a stylist. Like, I'd love to help you. Like, you know, I love these earrings. I wear them all the time, or I love this necklace. And it's just, it's an easy transition. I remember it the first time I actually did it, walking away and being like so excited and so proud, but it's such a simple thing. So anyway, have lookbooks, make sure you have your stickers on there that have your website, and don't be afraid to put it out there.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, we just have to be like loud and proud about it, right? And share it with people. So thank you, Courtney. Well, because this is all about the love, I have this super cute love pouch. I mean, it is cute, ladies. Look at this. Look at that. There's even little hearts on the inside. Okay. So anybody that's new, so within the last 60 days that's joined us, that's on this Zoom, one of you gals is going to win this. I'm just going to plug your names into random.org. I will do it tomorrow, and I will post it under this event page. So look for your name for the winner, and I will pop it in the mail to you. I am so thrilled to have you on our team. You are going to have so much fun. Make sure you save the date for Hoopla, which is our national sales convention in July in Colorado. You are all invited to come. Every single one of you are invited to come. You can actually get free registration by hitting Associate Stylist in Jumpstart. So make sure you talk to your upline about that. And I'm here. I'm here on Facebook. I'm here. Message me. I'm by my cell phone. Whatever you need, I am here to help. I am just so thrilled to help every single one of you make this business amazing. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.